In the bustling heart of Lagos, where the morning sun fights through the haze of Okada smoke and the sound of traders hawking provisions fills the air, there lived a couple that everyone in the neighborhood called the Example. Chitty ran a transport business that kept his Danfo buses moving from dawn until the last passenger alighted at dusk. Amara managed a provision shop so well-stocked that even the market women came to her for wholesale prices. Every morning, the ritual was the same. Chitty would drop their 2 children at the primary school on Bode Thomas Street, then swing by Amara's shop to take a quick cup of tea before heading to the motor park. "Don't let that new supplier cheat you today." "Oh," he would tease, and she would laugh, waving him off with a flick of her wrapper. In 10 years of marriage, they had built something rare, not just love, but a partnership. Their dreams were woven together like the threads of a fine osso oak. Amara's eyes sparkled when she talked about expanding her shop into a proper supermarket. "Next year, I want to stock imported goods," she told her friend Ngozi one afternoon. Chitty promised he would help me arrange the container, and Chitty, for his part, never missed an opportunity to boast about his wife's business sense. "My wife is the real CEO," he would tell his drivers. "Me, I'm just the transporter." So when the cracks began to show, nobody saw them coming. Not the neighbors who admired them, not the friends who envied them, not even Amara herself. "Tell me, if you saw a message you weren't supposed to see, would you confront it immediately, or would you wait and watch first?" Think about it as we continue. That night, after the children had slept and the neighborhood generators had wound down, Amara reached for Chitty's phone to check the time. The screen lit up with a message. "The money is ready. Just say the word." The sender was saved as supplier. Her heart seized. Just yesterday, they had argued about school fees. Chitty had said the business was tight, that she needed to wait. And now this, a supplier with money waiting? What deal was her husband hiding? She did not sleep. By morning, the suspicion had curdled into certainty. At the breakfast table, while the children ate their pap and akara, she placed the phone before him. "Who is this supplier, Chitty? And what money are they talking about?" Chitty's hand froze midair. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. "Amara, it's not what you think." "Then explain." "Because I am thinking you are hiding something from me. Your own wife. The mother of your children." He could not tell her. Not yet. The surprise would be ruined. So he stammered, looked away, mumbled about a business deal he would explain later. To Amara, his silence spoke louder than any confession. She remembered her mother's voice. A man who hides money from his wife is a man with something to hide. She pushed back from the table, the chair scraping against the tile. "If you cannot trust me with your secrets, Chitty, then what else are you keeping from me?" The children watched in silence. The morning air, once warm with the promise of a new day, now sat heavy between them like a wall neither knew how to climb. It was Amara's uncle, Pa Ben, who finally broke the silence. He had come for his morning Gary and heard the shouting from the street. "Chitty, my son," he said, his voice calm like still water. "Tell me everything. No shortcuts." Chitty took a long breath and let it out slowly. "I have been saving since January. Every extra naira from the afternoon runs, every tip, every overtime. I was paying for her container. The supplier is Emeka from primary school. He now works at the port. I asked him to help me bring in the goods for Amara's shop expansion." The text she saw, that was him telling me the money was ready. Amara's hand went to her mouth. The container, the one she had talked about for 2 years. The one that would turn her provisions shop into a proper supermarket. He had remembered everything. "You were doing this for me?" she whispered, her voice cracking like dry harmattan leaves. "All these months, you were saving for my dream." Chitty nodded, but his eyes held hurt. "I wanted to surprise you on our anniversary. But you saw the message and your mind went to the worst place. After 10 years of marriage, you did not trust me." The silence that followed was thick with shame. Amara remembered every sharp word, every accusation. She had been so ready to believe the worst of the man who had never given her reason to doubt. "I am sorry," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I let my fears speak louder than my love. I should have asked you first before I assumed." Pa Ben stood up and placed a hand on each of their shoulders. "This is what destroys marriages. Not secrets, but the stories we tell ourselves when we don't ask questions." That evening, after the children had gone to bed, Chitty and Amara sat on the veranda with the generator humming softly. They made a new promise. No more financial secrets, even for good surprises. Because love is not just about grand gestures. It is about the courage to ask before you accuse, and the grace to forgive when you are wrong. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to hear more tales of love, trust, and family from the African soil.